All right, it's time for another DNA update on ancestry.com. I prefer Ancestry, so that's the one that I use. I do have the MyHeritage. I've done another video about that. I just like using ancestry.com. I prefer both are good, but I prefer this one. So I have another DNA drop. Take a look. We'll look down here just initially. What does it say? Well, I already know I'm half Sicilian. That's not going to change. It says 27% Scotland, so it looks like that actually has increased because it was always more of Ireland. So it's surprise. So we have one surprise right out of the gate there. So why don't we go? We'll get the full results here. Yeah. See, one of the things I wanted to see here is if they're going to give me more of the towns that Mia Familia are from, where my family is from. And it looks like things have... It looks like it's flipped. 27% Scotland, and there's less in Ireland now. And there's actually 4% England and Northwestern Europe. Norway? Interesting. I mentioned before in other videos, I do have a great-grandfather from Deutschland, and it's not showing any Germany. 1% Norway, that's very little. Someone must have married somebody in there a while back, but 2% Wales, but it's always been predominantly, and it is predominantly Scotland and Ireland, and 50% is Sicily. Southwestern Italy, that is new. It's always been it's always been just Sicily. So let's take a look here. Oh, that doesn't really help me out. Okay. So, whoa. Let me go back. That's really interesting that it would give me more. It'd be southeastern Italy. Yeah, that's really interesting. That's the first time that anything from Italia has shown up. It's always been Western Sicily, the Palermo area. So 6 regions. It would be the north. Yes, the family is from Cardini, Sicilia, and Cardini is northwest of the island of Sicily. So Newfoundland, yes, I have a great-grandmother who married the German Johannes Stein. Mary Moriarty, she was from St. Vincent. So that's definitely accurate there. So we'll take 3 journeys. Central Ireland, Central Cavan, and North Langford. Ulster. Okay, well, that's pretty much... where it was before. Placenta Bay, St. John's, that's exactly. We'll say Northern Sicily. Yes, of course. Yes, it's not giving me the city, which would have been nice, but yeah, Palermo. I do have to say that mia nonna, Caterina Gargaiano, the Gargaianos are not originally from the Palermo area. They were in Messina, in Mistretta, and after the 1693 earthquake, they traveled with 2 other families to Palermo. That was quite I have a whole video I need to do on that particular earthquake. Wow. Okay, well, that's that. All right, so a little bit of a surprise in that we've got it's flipped where it probably should be, where it's more Scotland than Ireland. So that was that's pretty cool. Still right on the money from where it should be. But that's not all I want to get to. My main reason for doing this, because this really, it's a nice surprise. It doesn't really change that much. But the traits, that's what I really wanted to do here. So I'm going to go to the traits. Let's see, updated. Okay, so this is updated the alcohol flush. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 30 years, so I don't remember. it's probably true. Oh my gosh, less autistic, influenced by, thanks a lot, both my parents. That was influenced by both my parents, so I'm less autistic. Okay. It says that I'm supposed to be unable to smell asparagus metabolites. I can smell asparagus, but I don't know if I'm smelling metabolites or not. I like this one, influenced by one parent, more naturally athletic. Yeah, I like to think so. I don't have the best genetics for bodybuilding, but for strength training, yeah, yeah, not bad. Birth weight below average. I was 7 pounds. I thought I had it. I thought I actually had that over here. I don't. I was 7 pounds, like 15 ounces, so I don't think I was below average. Bitter sensitivity, able to taste a certain bit of flavor. I don't know. Likely to drink a lot less caffeine than average. Ooh, that's updated. Considering the kernel amount of Mountain Dew that I drink, I don't drink coffee or tea, but a lot of Mountain Dew. So I'm gonna have that. That's not a unlikely to get cavities. I've mentioned this before. The dentists always say the same thing: strong teeth. Not so much with the gums. So I have to really take care of my gums. So unlikely to get cavities. Yes, I have not had a cavity since I was 15. So 40 years. 40 years without a cavity. So lucky that way. So that's by both sides. Yeah, okay. So I do appreciate that. Cilantro aversion. Likely to enjoy cilantro. Yeah. Yes. What's Mexican food without cilantro? I mean, you gotta. Updated. Cleft chin. Likely to have a cleft chin. I can feel the groove there, but you can't see it. And I'm not fat. So competitiveness. Likely to be competitive. Nah, not really. Likely to enjoy dancing from both sides. That's a fail. Nope. Likely motivated by success. Well, the fact that I'm still doing this channel, I do it because it's a labor of love. Likely motivated by success. Well, yeah, that's true, but not with everything. Determination, more adaptable. Okay, yeah, I think so. Unlikely to have dimples. That's a likely to prefer doing things with people. A small group of people. I don't like crowds. I think crowds ruin everything. Everything. I mean, you can't go to Sedona on the weekends. Why? Because half of Arizona is in Sedona on the weekend. Unlikely to wiggle your ears. I think I can kind of do that, so I'll have to see that. Attached earlobes. So maybe wet earwax? No. Brown eyes? I think I did this before. Yeah, that's yep. Genes for patchier facial hair. Yes. Until recently. Ring finger longer than index finger from both sides. Yeah. That's true. Likely to have flat feet? No. Unlikely to focus easily. Nah, that's not on them. That's wrong. Likely to be fully freckled. I think I mentioned this before. My daughter has a lot of freckles. I don't. Unlikely to get stronger easily. Again, I don't have genetics for bodybuilding, but I do pretty good as far as strength training. So I'm gonna have to I'm going to have to disagree there. Unlikely to be a goal setter. Yeah. Doesn't mean there's no goals, but yeah, not that good at setting the goals. Updated hair color influenced by dark hair. Well, both my parents had black hair, so I have black hair. It's a lot gray and white now, but yeah. Thick hair? No. Hair with tight curls? No, that's definitely no. Not even close on that one. Hand-eye coordination. Likely to have good hand-eye coordination. It's okay. I get the job done. Likely to get hangry? Nah. Now the one with freckles? Yeah. My daughter with freckles, yes. Likely to tolerate the heat well. Not as so much as I've gotten older, but I live in Phoenix. It's July right now. It's a little more mild, but I think I'm all right there. Unlikely to hold breath for long. Well, I can hold my breath all the way through the Phoenix Tunnel. So, you know, I got that going for me. I mean, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree there. I think I could do pretty good there. Well, I guess if your metric is the Phoenix Tunnel, so. All right, individual or team sports. Likely to prefer team sports. That's not true. I prefer Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, and gymnastics. So not team sports. I mean, I'll watch if and I have, but I prefer single. Yeah, I do not prefer team sports. Introvert or extrovert? I think that's pretty obvious. That's right on the money. Extrovert. Iris patterns, furrows, crypts, or rings. I don't know. You guys tell me. Unlikely to be a high jumper. All right. A vertical, not too good. But box jump, I do have a 49-inch box jump. So I think at my height, that's pretty good. And that's just standing there. That's not taking a step. That's just standing there and jumping up onto a box. 49 inches, not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disagree there. Less likely to take the lead. Depends. It depends. That's probably accurate. Making contact with a ball. I thought I did pretty good. Easier to make contact. Yeah, I think I did pretty good. An update. Genes for lower chance of hair loss. Now, admittedly, my hair loss has been going on for 30 years. I was, just very lucky that didn't happen in just a few years. But you guys can tell me. Don't roast me too hardcore in the comments, but yeah. I wish that were true. I wish that one were true. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that's not true. Morning person, that's absolutely false. My wife, morning person. Me and my two daughters, yeah, we're all night people, not morning people at all. So that's totally wrong. Mosquito bites less attractive to mosquitoes. Yeah, that's dead wrong. No. That should be super attractive to mosquitoes, because that's the way it is. Motion sickness. Oh, all right. I can go on roller coasters. I've been on some of the biggest roller coasters, and it's the side to side things that get me. So vertical drops, it's the side to side. That's why on planes you get the turbulence there. So I'm likely to get motion sick if it's side to side, not up and down. So yeah, omega-3 average level. I haven't been checked in a while. Optimist, unlikely to be an optimist. Well, considering the state of the world today and the way it's been. It's tough to be, not so much an optimist there, but I still run the channel considering above average ability to raise maximum oxygen use. Yeah, I think that goes to athleticism. I think that's accurate. Higher pain tolerance. I know my wife would probably disagree with that, but I think that's accurate. Forming choreography is more difficult. now that is right on the money. If it said much more difficult, it would be even more accurate. But yeah, unlikely to be persistent. Hey, I'm still doing this channel, considering the numbers, but it is a labor of love. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to disagree there. Although I am a firm believer in not engaging in the sunk cost fallacy. At some point, you have to realize you got to cut your losses. So it kind of depends. Pet ownership, unlikely to have a pet. I've had pets my whole life. That is dead wrong. Same for my children. They live with me. Still, that's wrong. Very likely to have a pet. More agile. I wish I could say yes, but it's probably accurate. Unlikely to have good balance. Unfortunately, this is true. I have good balance, but I have to work at it. I mean, I can hold a decent handstand, but it's work. It's not like a regular person who is naturally back. So I have to work at handstands. I have to work at it. So balance. Normally good walking and upright, but hand balancing, yeah, that takes some work. Less flexible, that takes some work. That's accurate. I have to work at that. Less naturally strong. I don't agree with that one. Don't agree. I don't believe I'm less naturally strong. Again, I don't have genetics whatsoever for bodybuilding, but for strength training, I think so. A picky eater, that's probably, that's probably accurate. I eat a lot of the same things, so. Likely to play an instrument. That's a big yes. That one is highly accurate, and for the majority of my life, I play guitar. So, yes, that one's right on the money. Likely able to play by ear. That I don't have perfect pitch, but I kind of have relative pitch. And if I have the guitar and I'm hearing the song, I can pick out the key, and then I can slower reflexes. I don't think so. I think that's I think that one's wrong. This one is definitely wrong. Likely to remember dreams. Yeah, right. That would be sweet, but no, that's no. Risk taker. It depends. I guess as you get older, it's less that, but when I was younger, it was certainly more true than it is now. Unlikely to experience runners high. I am envious of people who actually do that. In fact, for the longest time, I just thought it was BS. I've never had it. I don't like running. I'd rather do weightlifting. I like hiking. Don't like running. So that's right on the money. More self-confident. Hey, I still do this. I still do the channel. More self-disciplined. Again, I'm doing the channel. I think I'm fairly self-disciplined. Pigmentation. That was updated. Light to medium skin tone. So yeah, I tan very easily. My mother's Sicilian. She had olive-colored skin, but her mother, my Nona, had pale skin. But my mother got the olive skin from her father. I didn't, but I do tan very easy. I don't tend to burn. Faster when playing sports? I think so. I think that's accurate. Likely to enjoy spicy foods? Yes, absolutely. More difficult. You're killing me here. More difficult to develop good technique? Yes. Unfortunately, like with Olympic weightlifting, I got a pretty good clean technique, pretty good clean and jerk, but snatch, yeah, that takes some work. That takes some work. Likely a sprinter? Yes, I hate distance running. I did sprinting. Sneezer, do I sneeze in the sun? Yeah. Yep, that's accurate. Oh, both parents here, I think I remember this was last time, a sweet sensitivity, especially for dark chocolate. Yes, yes. There's no question about that. Nap taker? Well, yeah, for the longest time I couldn't. But yes, that's always, yeah, one of life's greatest pleasures. Right after, of course, dark chocolate. Likely to be ticklish? No, that is definitely wrong. Not ticklish at all. Likely to tolerate dairy? Yeah, I am not lactose intolerant, even though I don't partake in dairy. Unlikely to roll your tongue. This is true. I'm not going to try to do it this time. Trying new things. Unlikely to enjoy trying new. That's not true. I don't think that's. I don't think that's true. I don't remember what this is. Umami sensitivity. No. Likely here. An update. You need to update this one. Likely to have a unibrow. That's actually true. And I passed that along down to one of my girls. So, yes, that's true. Vitamin, I haven't had that checked. Unlikely to enjoy watching sports. No, that's not accurate. I do. New. Widow's peak. Unlikely to have a widow's peak. I wish it was true. It's not. Wisdom teeth. This is an update. Likely to develop all 4 wisdom teeth. Yes. And like a moron, I let them all erupt. And they were out for 7 or 8 years before I had them taken out. But yes, I did have all 4 erupt. All 4 of them came out. And I had to have surgery to have those things removed. So that was a stupid thing. If your wisdom teeth are erupting, get them taken out. So, okay, well, I think that's it. I think that's it. That's my day. All right, so some surprises here. Some real disappointments that my genetics are unlikely to have a widow's peak. And on the ethnic background, where my family is from, it flipped from more Irish to more Scottish, which was a pretty cool surprise. So still don't know what, it doesn't narrow down what town in Sicily. I know it's Cardini, Sicily, but it would be nice to see that. So that's it for the updates on my DNA. A little bit of a surprise that finally is showing that there's a bit more Scottish than Irish, which is what we always thought, which always made more sense. And we get some updates here on the traits where you can't, I'm sure as time goes on, these things are going to get a lot more accurate. But unlikely to have a widow's peak. Yeah. I wish.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.